New episodes of Charmed premiere this Friday at 8/7 Central.
Now at 10, outrage and condemnation tonight after Russian troops drop massive bomb on a maternity and children's hospital, injuring dozens.
Plus, the pain at the pump intensifies as gas prices continue to skyrocket, but could some relief be in sight?
And police break up a massive high school brawl involving nearly 100 students. What led to the campus chaos? Now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Russia's bombs are hitting new civilian targets as the war in Ukraine explodes into its third week.
Nearly 20 hospitals and medical facilities have already been destroyed or damaged. The loss of life, the human toll, expected to grow exponentially in the coming days and weeks. A lot of breaking developments and new video tonight. Pedro Rivera keeping track of it all from the newsroom tonight. Pedro.
At least 2 million Ukrainians have found refuge in neighboring countries such as Poland, but for many others still in the country, they've become targets of artillery fire and airstrikes. New video shows a Russian jet firing and striking a target in Zhytomyr, about 3 hours west of Kyiv. Officials say the missile struck a power plant and another building and blew out windows to 2 hospitals, one of many attacks against civilians. The invasion now targeting the most vulnerable. This video from the port city of Mariupol shows the rubble following a children's hospital and a maternity ward hit by an airstrike. Ukrainian officials are calling the attack a genocide. In all, 17 people, including hospital staff and patients, were injured. Rescue teams spending the day transferring people to other hospitals and getting them to safety. Mariupol city officials say more than 1,100 civilians have been killed since the start of the Russian invasion, some being laid to rest in mass graves. Power and water has also been cut off to residents. This comes as the White House is concerned Russia might seek to use chemical weapons in Ukraine. A Russian Defense Ministry spokesperson said it is in fact Ukraine preparing to use biological weapons. In response, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki released a statement saying, quote, "This is all an obvious ploy by Russia to try and justify its further premeditated, unprovoked, and unjustified attack in Ukraine." Long lines and humanitarian aid are seen on Poland's borders as UNICEF reports more than 2 million refugees are seeking help, half of which are children.
They shouldn't hear the bombs falling on their city.
This mother of 3 fled Kyiv with her children, leaving behind her husband, who, like many others, stayed behind to fight.
We hope that we see him, but nobody knows, so we just pray that God will stop this war.
On Wednesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky gave NATO 2 options: institute a no-fly zone to keep Russians from dropping airstrikes, or give them planes to fight back.
If you are united against the Nazism and this terror, you have to.
But NATO is against instituting a no-fly zone, and the United States is refusing to send fighter jets after fearing both moves could escalate this into a global war, only making matters worse.
Now it's very bad. And in future, it will be too late.
With these new attacks against civilians, tomorrow's 4th ceasefire meeting becomes even more consequential. Foreign ministers of Ukraine and Russia are scheduled to attend the meeting. New updates at 11, or as they happen, stay with us. Live in the newsroom, Pedro Rivera, KTLA 5 News.
Pedro, thank you. The House tonight passing a massive spending bill that avoids a potential government shutdown Friday and provides billions for Ukraine. The $1.5 trillion measure now moves to the Senate. The package includes $14 billion in military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. The House also passed a short-term funding extension in case the Senate needs more time to consider the larger bill.
California breaks yet another record as the cost of gas continues to climb, and the skyrocketing prices are causing drivers pain at the pump. Californians have never seen prices as high as they are now, on average above $5.55 a gallon.
But some relief may be in sight. KTLA's John Finolio live in Hollywood tonight. John.
Sure, Micah, gas prices jumped 13 cents overnight just about everywhere in Southern California. And you see the prices behind me, almost $6 for a gallon of regular here